How do you make a woman feel genuine desire for you, even when she seems completely uninterested? Today, we're getting into something the majority of men never actually figure out. You know that feeling? You're talking to a woman who seems incredible, but the interest just isn't there on her end. You try being kind. You try giving her your attention, but somehow the more effort you pour in, the further away she drifts. What most men never figure out is this: you're probably not doing the wrong things. You're simply doing the right things in the wrong order. Attraction doesn't follow the rules of logic. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 psychological triggers that genuinely build desire. And fair warning, the last one is extraordinarily powerful. It has the ability to shift everything very quickly, and almost nobody uses it the right way. Before we move forward, you need to hear something clearly. None of this was ever your fault. Nobody sat you down and explained this. School never covered it. Society never addressed it. Female attraction isn't a logical process. It's an emotional one. While you were busy trying to prove through words and reasoning that you'd make a great partner, her deeper brain was already scanning for entirely different signals without either of you being aware of it. Research in evolutionary psychology tells us that attraction is often built on mental shortcuts, deep patterns the brain reacts to automatically. Once you truly understand them, you stop chasing. You stop forcing things. You naturally become the kind of man that women feel compelled to pursue. Let's begin with the first trigger: masculine presence. This has nothing to do with muscles or physical appearance. It's about energy. When you walk into a room, do you take up space or do you quietly shrink into the background? Women pick up on this within seconds. A man who moves with calmness, who isn't rushing anywhere, who doesn't scan faces looking for approval, he sends a powerful message without uttering a single word. He communicates value through presence alone. That kind of grounded energy is rare, and rarity creates attraction far faster than words ever will. Picture yourself at a bar or social event. Instead of nervously scanning the room, you simply relax. Your shoulders stay back. Your breathing slows down. You observe without anxiety. That one shift completely changes how women perceive you. Her subconscious radar activates. She senses something different. Not because you tried harder, but because you became more rooted in yourself. The second trigger is emotional challenge. Most men agree with everything a woman says because they're afraid of tension. But tension isn't conflict. It's the fuel that feeds attraction. When you lightly disagree or playfully tease, you create polarity. And polarity creates magnetism. For example, she says she loves getting up early. Instead of nodding along, you smile and say, "Really? You look like a certified snooze button expert." It's playful, not disrespectful. That small challenge signals confidence. You're not afraid to express yourself. You're not desperately trying to impress. You're simply engaging authentically. That's what creates a spark. Attraction needs contrast, not endless agreement. If any of this is resonating with you, hit the like button. It helps more men discover what they were never taught growing up. The third trigger is selective attention. This is the exact point where most men completely lose their footing. They give too much attention too soon. Instant replies, canceled plans, constant availability. The female brain automatically reads that as low value. A man who has real options in life isn't sitting around waiting to respond. You need to be interesting, but also genuinely invested in things beyond her. Purpose is attractive. When you have hobbies, ambitions, friendships, and a clear direction in life, your time becomes genuinely valuable. You stop revolving around her world, and that makes her curious. She feels pulled toward a man who has a full life, not someone who abandons everything just to hold her attention. Scarcity builds interest, not games, just balance. The fourth trigger is intentional listening. Not simply hearing her words, but actually retaining their meaning. When you bring up specific details she mentioned casually in passing, you immediately stand out. Emotional connection grows from the feeling of being truly seen. For example, she mentions in conversation that she loves orchids. Days later, you send her a photo of one you happen to spot and say, "It reminded you of her." That level of attentiveness is powerful. It communicates presence. It communicates care, and care, when it's paired with genuine strength, is deeply attractive to women. This builds emotional bonding far more effectively than any compliment ever could. The fifth trigger is calibrated vulnerability. Most men believe they need to appear completely unbreakable at all times. But women don't form deep connections with perfection. They connect with honesty delivered from a place of confidence. When you share something real, a past struggle, a genuine fear without playing the victim or drowning in it, you become relatable. You become human. You become grounded. Vulnerability combined with emotional stability builds trust. And trust is what opens the door to real desire. Strength isn't concealing your flaws. It's being genuinely comfortable with them. The sixth trigger is gradual physical touch. Science consistently shows that light, respectful touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. A brief touch on her arm during a moment of shared laughter. A gentle brush of the shoulder while walking side by side. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. These small moments build positive physical association. Her brain begins connecting your presence with feelings of comfort and warmth. This kind of depth is exactly what I go into in my full guide, Attraction Secrets. Moving beyond theory and into real-life application. And now the final trigger, the most powerful one of all, controlled unpredictability. The brain is hardwired to crave dopamine. And dopamine is released through rewarding uncertainty. When you carry an element of slight unpredictability about you, you become genuinely fascinating to her. This doesn't mean being unstable or inconsistent in a way that creates anxiety. It means maintaining balance, sometimes warm, sometimes challenging. Sometimes you initiate, sometimes you let things breathe. You hold on to a layer of mystery. And that mystery keeps her thinking about you long after you've left the room. Now you have real tools in your hands. Not manipulation tactics, but genuine tools. Use them with respect. Use them with intention. You don't need to be perfect.